guys, welcome back to my channel. So I need to start this video off with an apology. I need to apologize to my parents because this happened 5 years ago and I have never told them. Sorry mom, sorry dad, sorry stepmom, sorry grandparents, sorry to close family, because very little people know this about me. But now I'm about to put it on the internet. The things you do for views. I would like to also add a disclaimer. I don't condone underage drinking. Let me throw that out there. However, I am a realist. I know that it most likely happens. So if you are going to choose to do that in your life, and you shouldn't, but if you do it smart, you know, like, be smart about it. Don't make dumb decisions, okay? You know, you don't have to do what I did, or you don't have to be stupid. Just throwing that out there. However, still, you know, don't underage drink. So sorry, family, parents, for not telling you this. But here we are, and you're about to find out. Sorry about that. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into this story time. Now, if you recall, the last story time that I had was about the time that I peed my pants. It's right here if you haven't watched that yet. I think most of you have. That's probably one of my most embarrassing stories that I have. I also said in that one that I really haven't ever done anything exciting in my life. Therefore, I don't have a lot of story times. Like, honestly, like this one that I'm about to tell you, I've kind of just blocked out of my memory and acted as if it didn't happen, and kind of forgot about it until the other day, and I was like, oh, I should do this. And then I texted my sister and I was like, hey, I'm gonna do this, and she is all for it. Without further ado, let's go ahead and stop avoiding telling the story. Let me back it up some. My older sister was in college. I think it was her freshman year, and she got an underage when she was in college, and she called and told me one day on the phone, and like I was busy. I did baseball stats for like our high school baseball team. So I was on the bus with the baseball team and I couldn't really hear what she was saying, and I was rude in high school. So I was just like, okay, whatever, and hung up. But then we always joked about it, and I was like, hey, as long as I never get an underage, I'll be doing better. I got an underage. Sorry guys. I'm so sorry to my family. Honestly though, like, it is what it is. So here's the, you know, karma that came back and got me. So when I was 19, I was seeing this guy, and he was older than me. He was, I think, like 23, I don't remember. And we were going to a football game, Ohio State football game. And we went a little early so we could pregame and everything, and my one thing that I wanted was to not get caught drinking. And like, at that time we had drank at his place, he would have parties. Gosh, I'm so sorry for admitting that I also drank underage at parties. Don't be ashamed of me, Dad. So that was like my one stipulation, and I don't know what I was thinking. I wasn't. But back then, like, campus usually wasn't as strict about that. As long as you weren't causing a scene or anything, they usually let things slide, but not that day. We got some beer and went to one of his friends or friends of a friend. I didn't even know these people. I just knew the guy that I was seeing. And we were drinking in like an alleyway, and they were playing like beer pong, and literally we had not been there very long at all. Like, we were maybe there for about 5 minutes, and I had, okay, so like here's a beer bottle. I had this much of a beer, okay? I took one drink. The whole time, like the 5 minutes within I was there, I had taken one drink, and I swear that was it. That was it. And that's where it all went downhill. These people come up and they looked as if they were just walking around. They weren't. They were not just walking around. They come up and they said, oh, hey, are you excited for the game? They were all decked out in Ohio State gear. You know, they looked like they were there to party. And then said, I have my ID. Do you have yours? And pull out their badge because they were undercover cops. At that point, they weren't really near me because I was sitting in a chair because I do not do beer pong. Didn't do it then, don't do it now. And I was sitting in a lawn chair and they were like over in front of me, like there we go. That makes, you can see what I'm doing now. So I was all the way back here, so I like slyly put my beer down. Mind you, I had one drink. One drop. And I decided to start walking away. That didn't work. One of them caught up to me and he was like, where's your ID? And I was like, please, sir. So I hand him it. Of course, I'm 19. Like, I had just turned 19 too. And he was like, all right, time for you to come with me. And they put a huge sticker, like, right here. You had to wear a sticker right here if you were somebody that was caught drinking underage. And so they made us wear a sticker, and we went down to their tent that they had. They had like a little police tent, and there was a group of us. There was another one within the group that I was with, and then they had other people around the corner as they were busting my group. So we're all just walking, you know, down with some shame because we all just got caught underage drinking and have big old stickers on our shirts that make it very obvious, you know, like we're in trouble. So we had to go to this tent, and there was this girl that was just bawling her eyes out. And then there's me, who had one sip of alcohol. And I think that's what I'm most bitter about. I was absolutely terrified for my family to find out because it's just, you know, not a good thing to happen to you. That's crooked. Oh, hold on. So anyways, we're sitting there and they're taking all my information, telling me when I had court. So I was very mad within like probably a couple days after this. And I wish like if I could go back in time, I wouldn't get an underage. But if I had a choice and get an underage, I wish I would have actually been intoxicated. Because one drink, like that is the epitome of my life. That would be like the same thing as getting an underage if you were just holding the alcohol. Like that's just what happens to me, right? Like you take one drink, underage. It's on your record now. Huh. So after I get released, the guy that I was with was trying to console me, and I was ticked at him because the one thing I said was I didn't want to get caught. And while it was my fault, I shouldn't have been drinking in the open. Like at the time, I was just so mad at him because he had one job, you know. I call my sister bawling. Like that's when I start to bawl. And I don't think I was upset that I got the underage at the time. I was just so hysterical, like hysterical calling her because I was afraid about my family finding out. And I thought that everybody would hate me. And now like I'm kind of just like, if you hate me, you hate me. But it was 5 years ago, dude. And I call her very hysterical, and her boyfriend at the time, they're married now, so my brother-in-law, he like kind of thinks it's funny because he's the only one that didn't get an underage out of the three of us. What was that? So anyways, I call her, I am absolutely bawling, hysterical, so upset because I am just utterly afraid of what people are gonna think about it, and I made her swear to not tell. Like the last 5 years, she's tried to get me to tell people all the time. Like every year she tries to get me to tell. She thinks, oh, wouldn't it be funny if you told everybody this year? No, it wouldn't be funny. But now it is. Now I don't care. So we ended up still going to the game. it was fun. Like, quite honestly, at least in Columbus, where my sister got her underage in Allen County, which is Lima, Ohio, she actually, I think she spent, yeah, she did. She spent the night in jail. Like, they were very, very strict about it there. Columbus, they weren't so strict. They, like, booked ya. I didn't actually get arrested, guys. If I had actually gotten handcuffed, I would have bawled from the beginning. They would have locked those on, and I would have been tearing, like, cry, 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 because, I'm not a criminal. So, like, they aren't that strict in Columbus. The guy, he was so kind. He helped me pay for, like, the fines that I had. And then I was able to get it expunged from my record for free. So literally I had to go to a like day class. It was at a church. But it was just, you know, a class instead of like pleading guilty and being on probation, which my sister ended up being on probation, I believe. Man, I'm just dragging her under the bus. I don't think it would have been severe enough to serve jail time or to like try and fight it. I just, you know, paid the $200 to take a class, and like, it's not on my record, it's expunged. It cost probably under $100, and the guy and I stopped talking right around the time that I went to court, but he was still nice enough to help me pay for it, so that was very kind. But yeah, that was kind of the demise of any future for us either. I mean, those were pretty much like the repercussions, so like if you think about it, I don't condone it. I'm just saying it was not the end of the world. My life has not been changed or, you know, gone down a horrible path. So I guess like my advice to you is if you get an underage when you're under 21, you know, like if you're 14, you need to get your shit together. But, you know, if you're 18 plus under 21 drinking and you're being smart and like that kind of stupid stuff happens, it's not the end of the world. Now, if you're like some of those people that were in my class that I had to take where they had 5 DUIs and somehow they're not in jail and they're still out driving with their license, get it together, right? Like, that's not okay. But if you're a 19-year-old, an 18-year-old that's just having fun and not hurting yourself, not hurting anybody else, and you get an underage, like, please don't think that you're a horrible person, and please don't think that you're a criminal or that your life is, you know, gonna be so awful and, you know, you're just a really shitty person, because you're not. Like, you made a mistake. You're not a bad person. Like, that's my point. You're not a bad person. I'm not a bad person just because that happened when I was freaking 19 years old. Looking back on that now, I shouldn't have drank in an alleyway. Like, that was really dumb. I should have known better. But I wasn't hurting anybody, and I wasn't doing anything stupid or putting my own life or somebody else's life at risk. So like, man, I'm not a crappy person. But that is my story about the underage that I got. I'm such a bad influence. Just kidding. See, that's my thing. Like, it doesn't make you a bad influence. You should not be ashamed of it. Like, you should just learn to laugh about it if that ever happens to you or has happened to you. Now, if you're going out and like murdering people, like, you need to go away. Bye. Thanks for watching, but bye. But no, that's my story time. I am so sorry, parents. I was really afraid to tell people because I was afraid of what they would think about me. And now that I'm almost like 25, I'll be 25 this year, I do not give a shit what people think about me at all. Like, if you think that I'm an awful person just because I got an underage 5 years ago, then maybe you should reevaluate your life. Just throwing that out there. Now, to all the little kitties that watch me, you know, the kiddos, please don't, you know, like, please don't drink. But I'm realistic, so be safe. Like, that's my advice. Do not do it, though. But if you do, because I have no control over you, be smart. Drink with your parents. Some parents, like, would rather control that. Or, like, an older sister. Like, usually I would only do it with my older sister. And then I got, you know, I moved out. But, you know, at first it was just with my older sister, and she was there to kind of, you know, monitor me and make sure that I was okay and make fun of me when I tripped falling upstairs that I still don't remember doing. I think her and my best friend are lying. Like, I think everybody's lying. I don't remember falling up those stairs. It was the first time I ever had alcohol. It was a freaking wine cooler. Like, it didn't happen. That's not true. I did not fall up any stairs. I probably did. Who am I kidding? I could be sober and fall upstairs. But anyways, that is my video and my story time. I hope that you can laugh with me about this instead of thinking that I'm an awful person, because please don't. Like, I'm not. Like, don't make somebody else feel like that. It's life. You know, it's life, and it did not, like, hurt me in any ways. So, if you liked these story time videos, then make sure that you give it a big thumbs up. And please subscribe if you haven't already, and hit that little notification bell so you can be notified every single time that I post, because if you don't have them on, you will not see my videos. So, turn them on. And that's everything. I'll see you guys next time. Bye, guys!